Hello everyone, how are you doing today? Hello there, Ether. Today we are going to be doing Wriothesley's story quest because that's the only one I haven't done yet so far, and we are doing some Fontaine catch up. So we're going to be catching up on stuff, and oh yeah, that's right. They added the thing where you can claim it with the keys but not start it yet. All right, let's do it now. It starts in the Fortress of Meropide, of course, which is why I started here. I'm like, we can jump straight in. Not actually, but I mean, that's fun, right? We can go here. And last time when we slammed down here, I discovered we could be arrested for trespassing. I don't know why it's trespassing when we do it on the, do it on the outside of the building and not the, inside. We're allowed to go in and out of the building as much as we want on the inside. But sure. Is it only this part? Not the main? Maybe that's not the same building. That's the Fortress. No, the Fortress of Meropide is underneath all of this. I think is how it works, right? So what's this? But then we get taken inside the Fortress of Meropide. Is it just because we get arrested? Let's just quickly swim over here and just try it out, because why not? It's the fastest way in. It's not actually the fastest way in. The fastest way in is to teleport. Second fastest way in is get arrested. Now, if only this light will start moving back towards me. And then just suddenly be like... Yeah? There we go. We need to try to get that. Leave the searchlight's detection range? Or what if I just don't? You better behave if you don't want to be sent to the confinement room to reflect on what you did. What did I do? I was literally just swimming around. Okay, well, we're in now, though. Which is good. Good memories of being in prison for 2 Archon quests. That was an experience. I would like a welfare meal, please. Oh, what did we get? What did we get in our welfare meal? Fish and chips! Hard work begets success. Thank you very much. Wait, I don't have fish and chips? It's new? I don't know. I love fish and chips. I think I have the recipe, I just haven't made it yet. Which elevator takes us up? Not this, but just looking on the map. Oh, there's a bulletin board here? I did not know this. Official announcements by the Fortress of Meropide and other information may be posted here, not for other use. The receptionist, Swunglan, is not responsible for any matters related to this ward. Okay, let's read one thing. Graffiti, drawing, or otherwise posting anything on the walls is strictly forbidden, and violators will be punished. If you have any experience in removing special paints, please contact Mapoil. Mapoil? Okay. We will come back and read some more later then. What can we do to help out here? Okay, yes, this is the up elevator. Should be correct. Yay! Such a fancy prison that we spent a lot of time in. Let's see. We're here now. Yeah, sure, why not? I haven't started that other one. In fact, that other quest, even though I hadn't even activated this, was still being like, you can't do that. If you do this, you won't be able to do the other thing. And I hadn't even started his quest yet.
Anyone thought the Fortress of Meropide would be super scary, but looking back on it, it really wasn't that bad at all.
Well, it should be. But yeah, I get it.
Guaranteed food and board, and you can even buy all kinds of stuff with credit coupons. It's really no surprise that many people don't even want to leave.
Well, yeah, it's because, as they said, the Fortress of Meropide isn't so much as a prison as more of a, like, reflection space to reflect on what you did, so when you can go back into society a better person. But they still will work you very hard. I guess just with that attitude, it still is a prison. I mean, but I can also see why some people would want to stay there if they just felt like they were shunned above ground. Yeah, you're right.
You mean Wriothesley? He's definitely a pretty impressive leader. Well, he does look kind of intimidating. He's actually pretty easy to talk to once you've had a conversation or two with him.
Yeah.
Everyone wonders how he's like with the people here. Do they also get the same guy we do, or is he a lot harsher with the bad guys?
Well, he's probably very adaptable to whatever situation he's in and whoever he's talking to. I mean, obviously, he immediately identified us as friends of Neuvillette, so that probably meant he was a little bit nicer to us. He probably has a good number of tricks for every situation.
Yeah, he must be doing something right to maintain order here, while not making everything feel super oppressive.
Well, yeah, he makes sure at least...
Someone there. Could you please do me a favor?
Oh, hi.
Paimon could have sworn she just heard something.
I'm gonna say, he at least makes sure everybody is fed a welfare meal. So, apparently they didn't even get that in the past. So, you know what? At least he's keeping everybody alive, and that is... And giving them a chance to, you know, if self-improve, if that's what they're looking for. So, I mean, I guess that's something. Me too.
Excuse me, is someone passing by? Could you do me a favor, please?
You sound like you're in a lot of trouble. Hello?
Nope, Paimon wasn't dreaming. There's someone over there for sure. But
Are they in the box?
Paimon doesn't see anyone.
Oh, did you hear my call? Thank you so much. I'm over here, inside this big box.
How did that happen?
Inside the box? Oh, no wonder Paimon didn't see anything.
How did you get in there?
Come on, Traveler, let's go take a look.
Okay.
Why are you hiding in here anyway? If we hadn't happened to pass by, you could have been stuck for days.
It's a bit complicated. Can we not talk about that for now?
Did someone shave your eyebrows? Did someone strip you of your clothes? What are these suggestions, Ether? It could have just been a mistake. He stepped in there, the lid shut, and locked him in. Okay.
Whoa,
Besides, he wants out of the
Did
box.
seriously do that to you?
So,
No, it was nothing quite that serious. I'd just like some help finding my hat.
see?
Your hat? But then, why can't you look for it yourself? Huh. Wait, Paimon gets it! Something must have happened to your hair!
Paimon, we don't have to ask. There's no need to spell it out.
Sorry.
Please be polite, Paimon. Don't be too nosy.
No wonder why you had to
That
hide
being
inside
said,
the box. You just need your hat, right?
They're asking for help, so I'm not sure they're hiding in the box. I thought they were trapped in there.
I think you may have misunderstood me, but never mind. Please just help me find my hat. It's a soft and brown hat with a bit of a brim. Nothing fancy. I think I probably lost it near the entrance elevator. It was getting a bit hot, so I took it off and had a quick nap. But when I came to, it was gone.
Okay.
It's really important to me, so your help would mean the world. I'll wait here for your return.
Okay.
Don't worry, we'll be back in no time.
No time at all. I'm sure. Reborn in the land of grievances. Knock on the chest.
I'm really sorry to bother you like this. Please, come back soon.
You got it, I think. Oh, it's down below. The lower part of the elevator.
Paimon doesn't see anything here. Well, let's go somewhere else.
Where's the quest marker? Look for the hat near the box? Well, he said it'd be the elevator, but I guess it's not. What happens if we stand under the elevator while it's coming down? I mean, never try this, actually, but it's video game logic. What will happen? Wait, did I try this before? Did we just, like, phase right through the floor of the elevator? Yeah, we did. They knew someone would try it if they didn't block it off. So they just made it super, super smooth. Let's see. Lower? Down here lower. Oh. See, why didn't the quest marker appear before? Then I would have gone up.
Just where is that thing? Oh, this is taking longer than Paimon thought.
Check the water surface.
Nothing in the water either. Paimon thought it might have gotten blown in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we've looked everywhere and still not seen anything that looks like a hat.
You can't just buy him a hat. He already said it's sentimental value to him. Let's turn back. We can't scour the entire fortress.
That's a good idea. If he's just looking to cover his head, then it shouldn't matter what kind of hat he's wearing. Why don't we check out the rag and bone shop? If memory serves, they got all kinds of stuff in there.
I think you're still misunderstanding. I don't think... I'm still wondering why he's locked in the chest and can't... and why he won't come out / cannot come out. However, I do not think that it is a need of a hat that he has a need for a hat. He has a need for specifically that hat. But sure. You sure get fired up quick when it comes to shopping. I'm only paying for the hat.
How did you know what Paimon was thinking? Oh, this is bad. Nothing gets past you nowadays. Well, either way, let's go check it out first.
Okay. Thanks, Paimon. Go to the rag and bone shop. It's higher. It's okay. Take the elevator this time. I don't remember there being a shop up there. But you know, there's a lot of things in the Fortress of Meropide I'm probably not all too familiar with. Uh-oh. Here we go. Maybe? Yeah, no. It is lower. Oh my gosh, what's this higher or lower? I can't tell within the 2 floors. Because it just a couple meters higher is higher. Or if it's on the other floor, it's higher. And how are you supposed to know?
I'll keep this close.
I didn't know that was a thing. I remember these though, or at least I think in the Pancration ring we can like fight against these, right? Because Aether's too good to fight. Hello.
Paimon doesn't remember you being the boss.
Well, I'm just standing in for Mr. Alvar while he's off restocking the shop. Now just wait a sec. A blonde foreigner dressed all in white, accompanied by a glaze-covered flying chunk of gingerbread.
What?
Oh, you must be the legendary traveler and their companion pilot.
Every time a new description of the two of us.
You're half right. Paimon's the traveler's treasured companion, sure, but she's not some flying chunk of gingerbread.
Yeah.
Sorry, I never thought I'd get the chance to see you with my own eyes, so got a bit ahead of myself. I hope you find it in your magnanimous hearts to forgive my discourtesy. I'm
Oh,
just
it's
a
fine.
nobody after all.
We're cool. We're cool with it.
There's no need to put yourself down like that. Paimon's just standing.
Yeah.
Why, your heroic actions at Araneus have long made their way to the Fortress of Meropide. We heard that you were personally received by His Grace when you made your way down here, you know. Ah, you were the enemy
Something
of
like
all.
that, yeah.
And you're one of His Grace's favorite people, so of course, everyone wants to be introduced to you.
Oh, so we're one of his favorite people? Well, that's nice to hear. Because of him.
Well, I figure you'd appreciate honesty
Well, yeah.
over flattery. After all, I also only joined up here because I'd heard Mr. Alvar was a good friend of the Duke. And though I've only caught scant sight of his grace since then, as fate would have it, I've become fast friends with Mr. Alvar himself. I mean, we've all got agendas, but rather than trying to force something to be true, it's often better to just go with the flow.
Oh, so now you're trying to kiss up to us.
Well, I did mean it when I called you legends, and it is indeed an honor to meet the two of you.
Well,
Right,
thank
enough
you.
of
It's
that.
nice to
Is
meet
there
you
something
then.
you're looking for?
A hat.
No problem. Anything else?
Just the hat. Do we have enough credit coupons, Ether?
Hey, feel free to check out anything you want. The credit coupon costs.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
Wait, but that's, you don't have to
Yeah,
be
you don't have
nice.
to. This stuff is expensive
It's
down
not
here.
like I'm getting paid to watch this shop. Instead of more coupons, Mr. Alvar usually lets me just take my pick of our goods. Life's been pretty good recently, so I might as well just waive your bill. Never hurts to make some friends.
Huh. Well, thank you so much, if you put it that way.
All right. Paimon will take a look.
Paimon, I guess you got your shopping trip in after all. Pick up 2 snacks!
Sure
Yay!
you don't want more? These opportunities don't come by every day.
No,
you know.
we don't want to take too much advantage of your generosity. I never thought you'd turn out a chance to freeload.
It just doesn't feel the same if the owner's offering everything
Yeah.
here for free. But
We
anyway,
appreciate
don't
your
get into that
kindness.
Right now. We can
We
discuss
don't want to
biology
take too much
later.
advantage of
That
it.
guy must still be waiting for us. Thank you so much. We'll be off then.
No problem, and thank you for your patronage. I'd appreciate it if you could put in a nice word for our establishment the next time you speak to His Grace.
That's
We
a
will.
real sneaky way of getting good reviews.
Well, he can't help it. I mean,
We've been gone a while. Paimon hopes that guy in the
Hat.
box hasn't passed out from lack of air.
oh, only now you're worried about that. I mean, is he actually trapped in there, or is he staying there on purpose? I'm really lost on the purpose there. Is he trying to stay out of sight, or is he actually trapped? How many times have I? Is this the 4th or 5th time I've called the elevator in this video alone? Let's go. See, this is lower, but I know it's lower, but on this floor, just lower. Hello.
You can come out now. We found your hat.
You
No, it's
did?
not.
Oh, Archon!
It's not his hat. You should be honest with him that you bought a new hat. Okay.
Wait, so you're not actually bald? You've got such a full head of hair, too.
And you already have a hat.
I told you that there had been a misunderstanding. This has nothing to do with my hair.
Or is this the hat we just gave him? He's gonna say it's not his hat.
Wait, this isn't my hat.
Well, we got you a new one. We tried really hard to look for your hat, but no dice.
Yes. It might have washed away or something like that. We're really sorry. You guys shouldn't act like it's like the replacement. He already said that the hat was really special to him, the other hat. And it was nice that you got him a new hat. You probably shouldn't act like, oh, it's fine. It's clearly he's going to be bothered by this. To be precise, someone else gave it to us.
I see. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful, but unfortunately, there's just
Yeah.
something special about my hat.
Does it have some kind of sentimental value?
But,
Yeah?
sorry, I can't explain at the moment. Time's tight as well, so I suppose I'll keep looking for a while.
If you're looking for a hat, I just picked one up over here.
Oh, hello.
Is it yours?
Your Grace!
Is it his hat? Wriothesley, were you holding on to his hat the whole time?
Wriothesley, it's been a while.
Well, it's a slow day today, so I decided to go for a little stroll. Even if your workspace isn't cramped, it's still good to get some air. I'll say I'm not at all surprised to find the two of you here. You never could turn down someone's request for help.
It's what good adventurers do, after all.
See, that hat's completely different from the hat we got.
Maybe I should consider asking the Adventurers Guild to open a branch here. As I recall, these hats are very important to members of the Beret Society. Best to avoid
Oh,
misplacing it
I
again.
see.
You might not have the same luck next time.
Understood. Thank you so much, Your Grace. Then, then I'll be off. I'll get going now.
Okay.
What a strange guy. Why did he care so much about
Because he's
his
part of a
hat?
hat club. Now it makes complete sense.
If he did something wrong, when he saw you, it was as if he'd seen
Well,
a ghost.
any Paimon, everybody acts like
Not at
that
all.
down here.
In fact, members of the Beret Society are model prisoners. They work hard and never get into trouble. They've saved me a lot of work, in fact. As for him, I'd guess he's just more of an introvert. It's not unusual for the more shy prisoners to freak out when I show up unannounced.
Understandable.
Shy? There are prisoners who are afraid to talk to people?
Paimon.
Prisoners are still people, after all.
I know that you
There
are
are as
completely
many crimes
extroverted and
and
you can't
motives as there are stars
imagine,
in the
but you
sky.
hang out with Ether all
The
day.
idea of a
So,
criminal as a selfish, heartless
What
fool is just a
what
stereotype. Such labels could never capture the complexity.
yeah,
of
we've met the
single
Paimon,
individual
we've met
person.
the people
What
here.
kind of a person a
We
prisoner
know they
may
don't
be
like
and
match all
why
like,
they've
the
committed a
stereotypes
crime.
you seem to have
We'd
about
never know
them.
these things if they don't share their story with us.
Huh. You've got a point. Anyway, it's all good as long as it makes sense to you.
What's this Beret Society? There are people here who enjoy working? Well, I'm not so sure they enjoy the working so much as the feeling of being reborn into a new life through their hard work and efforts. But yeah, what's this Beret Society?
Although
Tell us
most of
more.
the societies here will just turn individual brawls into mass ones, the Beret Society does appear to be an exception, and it's instead trying to experiment with some novel and interesting things.
Okay.
If you have some time, why don't we grab something at the Coupon Cafeteria? It'll give us time to catch up, too. And if you're still
Sure.
interested in the Berets after that, I can take you to their usual gathering place as well.
Paimon's not the biggest fan of that cafeteria, but if we're gonna catch up...
Oh, it's not like anything bad happened there. I mean, what really did bad happen there? It was just when Sejuani gave us the weird meal, right? Let's
All
go.
right, then, please follow me.
Let's do it. What is going on, Your Grace? How are you doing? We already got our welfare meal, so hopefully there's something for us.
Welcome, Your Grace, and the Traveler. Would you like 3 orders of today's welfare meal? Unfortunately, we weren't informed of your visit in advance, so we didn't prepare any super deluxe welfare meals today.
I'll pass
Well-
on the food, then. What about you?
Well, can't you buy food that is not the welfare meals? The welfare meals, it's like your free pass, right? But can't you pay for like an upgrade or like a guarantee at a super deluxe or something? I mean, it's just money, right? I guess they don't have any. I guess the super deluxe welfare meal. I guess the welfare meals are the only meals that they have. I'm not hungry.
Then Paimon will also pass. Paimon will save her stomach for something better.
Oh, look at
What a
the
pity.
ether side eye.
It would seem that none of us can properly appreciate your skills, Walsey.
Then, I must beg Your Grace to find me some more ingredients, so I can come up with some more welfare meal recipes. If you're not in the mood to eat, I can get you some drinks. We just got some great shipments in from above.
Yes, please? Huh. Paimon didn't know you could get non-welfare
Yeah, oh, that's literally what I'm saying. They should you to get stuff that's not
It's not for
welfare as
everyone.
long as you can
Think
like
of it as
pay
a
for it, right?
special treat for VIPs.
Oh.
Oh, now that's what Paimon likes to hear. In that case, 2 bottles of the drink for Paimon, please.
2 bottles coming right up.
Brings out drinks for everyone.
Our first meeting took place on short notice, and we were both swamped by everything that happened after. So there was
Well,
no time
Paimon
for more
actually has
casual
2 drinks.
chit-chat. I'm actually quite fond of stories, you know. Of course, the others have already told me a lot about your deeds in Fontaine, but I'd love to hear it straight from the source.
Whoa. That'd be quite the long story.
We fought tooth and nail for the sake of justice. I'm still trying to learn more about Fontaine. To be honest, I wasn't really that involved with a lot of it. Oh, don't be too humble, Ether. It's just go on.
Impressive. Not all who possess the courage to risk their life for their ideals also have the strength to make it out unscathed. Had you not possessed these remarkable qualities, I probably wouldn't have had the chance to make your acquaintance in the first place.
Probably not.
Paimon gets the sense that you're trying to flatter us.
Well, who hasn't
Earlier
today,
was
that
obviously
Paimon?
trying to get us to put in a good word for him, but you're the Duke, right? Why would you need to get on our good side?
Well, after all, you did help the Fortress and I maintain our autonomy. Is it so strange that I would want to give a few words of praise out of genuine admiration?
Just a little bit. It's because you don't ever talk about yourself. Yeah, both of those.
So this is a matter of trust. Which is unfortunate, since I don't have nearly as interesting of a story to offer about myself.
Oh, it's
I was
okay.
convicted and sent here
It's
at
an
an early
interesting
age.
story. Just
I
a
only became the top dog
good
after spending a long
character.
time figuring out its inner workings.
I
Power
see.
and control come in many forms. Some fair and ethical, others less so. And since we're all sinners here, the victor calls the shots, no matter how they manage to get to the top. So, what do you think? Didn't put you much more at ease, now did it?
no, but
Kinda. You're really different from most of the
but
people
you
we've met
answered
so
our
far.
questions. So you're doing your
I'm
best.
perfectly aware of that too. But even so, that doesn't make me think any less of you. I would very much like to maintain friendly relations with you two.
Okay, well that's how I feel as well. Yeah,
Your
what is
Grace, after following your instructions, we were able to find a box of undeclared contraband in the latest shipment of cargo. They were extremely
no.
well hidden, and
I
we've
like her
confirmed
red
that
hair,
the senders
though.
have been using this method to smuggle goods for a while. We're trying to trace the goods to their source.
Got it. Leave the box here and contact me immediately if you make any progress. You're dismissed.
Yes, Your Grace.
it? I see. Suspicious goods. Oh, I
Sorry,
like the way she
I'd
did it
almost
in
completely
Bun
forgotten about this.
Okay.
You mentioned something about contraband. Are they like dangerous goods?
Yes.
Not necessarily. The term is just applied to things people want to bring in on the sly.
Yeah, true.
Many people here
They
are
can be
experts
dangerous.
at pulling rabbits out of the most ordinary hats. So we have to examine everything carefully. Now, what do we have here? It's more or less what I expected.
Whoa. This is certainly a box of curiosities. Mora, snacks, yarn, balls, ropes, mechanical parts, and even a gem! Wait, if you've confiscated this entire box, then does that mean all of this belongs to you now?
Yep. We can't just send them back up now, can we?
What? But that's just insane profit! Traveler, why don't you become a duke as well?
And what about you, Paimon?
Paimon will be your vault keeper!
Jokes aside.
And what will happen when we
I didn't know
see
you'd be so
Mora
interested in this
disappearing
box.
from this vault then?
How about this then? You can pick anything you want from it. Consider it a gift from me.
Really? You'll let Paimon pick anything? No takebacks. Paimon will have you know that she's got a real good eye for treasure.
I never joke about things like this.
Sure.
Paimon's gonna have a look.
Alright, give Paimon what she wants. I mean, these are somebody's belongings, probably.
This one. Dark, sparkly
Oh,
gem.
that looks dangerous.
Must be worth a
It's
ton
like,
of
has
Mora.
light, like, pulsing through it. Paimon.
Actually, never mind. Paimon doesn't want this gem anymore. Can Paimon pick something else instead?
And what if a feeling Wriothesley knew that Paimon would touch it? Paimon, what's wrong? Are you feeling unwell?
There's something weird about this gem. Paimon remembered a lot of bad things when she picked it up. Paimon couldn't even tune them out. It's as if the gem was just drawing them out of Paimon's brain. It was super spooky.
Is that so? Let me give it a try. Paimon's right. I too experienced some unpleasant flashbacks.
Huh, let me try. Alright, be careful,
Are
Ether.
you sure? I wouldn't exactly call it fun.
I want to make sure I know exactly what you saw, and my constitution is a bit different from everyone else's. Both of those.
Fair enough. Go ahead. I don't think it'll have a permanent effect.
Okay. Uh-oh. No! Lumine! The statue! The mirror!
You also saw something, right?
All of those memories from looking for her. I actually cannot wait to see what happens next when in our rejoining with Dainsliff to look for Lumine kind of part of the Archon quest, because that's going to be coming up rather soon, right? Yeah, it's just what you said. I relived some rather unforgettable memories.
I'll take this gem then and run a thorough investigation on its properties. Paimon, feel free to pick something else.
Yeah, we should wrap it up, I guess, so you're not touching it.
Actually, never mind. Paimon's gonna pass. Paimon was thinking about one of the snacks, but who knows if it'll also make Paimon sick.
An astute decision. It doesn't hurt to be careful. Well, I guess what I want to know is, this was being smuggled in, right? To whom was the recipient in here that was about to receive this gem and these other goodies? And do they know anything about it? Can they tell us about the sender? Can they tell us more information about it? We seem to have found something dangerous here.
You do have a point. In that case, we should destroy the entire box and all of its contents. Seems
Oh,
like
there you
we're
go.
almost done with our drinks, too. Let's go check out the Society's gathering place, then.
Okay.
I can introduce you, and we can also continue our conversation while we're at it.
Wait,
Okay.
are you this free every day or something?
No, he
Yes,
literally
I was.
just said
I wasn't
has
exactly
a-
busy the first time we met either.
he has some free time. You guys are giving him the glare, but you absolutely know that he's working behind the scenes, right? The Proud Beret Society. Like, we know that he is all in on, gathering information and setting things up. He is aware of all the ins and outs and happenings inside the Fortress of Meropide, He is probably just gathering intel right now. He is always working. No doubt about it.
We are
Hello.
honored by your visit, Your Grace. All of us at the Society have been waiting for your arrival.
Hello.
Are these your two guests?
That's us.
Let me introduce you to them. Traveler, this is Dugier, the head of the Beret Society. This is their gathering place. Members
Hello,
can
nice
find
to
all
meet you.
sorts of drinks and snacks here, as well as a large variety of books and other resources. Every once in a while, the Society will also host activities and seminars, which are always well attended.
You flatter me, Your Grace. All we did was set up an organization in the same way as you would in the world above. It's so easy to feel lonely and helpless when you arrive here for the first time. I remember that feeling all too well. None of us knew anything about this place then, after all.
Yeah, you really have to
But
learn how
that's when
to
the
survive
thought
in a
came to
different
me.
kind of society.
If we
down
could
here.
help everyone turn over a new leaf, they would no longer have to lead such gloomy existences. Thus, it was with your help that I founded the Beret Society.
Oh, so you were also involved with this, Wriothesley?
My part in this was minimal. All I did was follow procedure and rubber stamp the application. I'm sure you have a very good sense of what this place is about by now. As you know, not everyone takes their sentence seriously. For some, this is just another place where they can eat, breathe, and sleep. But the Society is a great place for those who wish to turn things around.
Exactly right. Here, we keep an eye on each other and remind each other of our goals. Everyone can focus on rehabilitating our mental states and even make many new friends. Our
Well, it's good
operations
that a
are
society like
entirely
this
funded
exists
by
down here,
members'
then.
donated goods and credit coupons. Same for the things you can see here.
Both this society and also the one that was created by Nivilet's friend in Nivilet's story quest too. Just
There's
doing
nothing
good,
deep about
helping
it.
each other out,
I just felt like we needed some kind
finding
of
good groups
visible
to
identifier.
band together with when you were all
If our
alone.
members felt joy and pride from being a part of this group, then the hats would become a point of pride for them as well.
I
And
see.
when we're together, we will feel a sense of community from seeing everyone's hats. Optimism, community, hard work, and a desire for a new life. I hope this hat will show everyone everything we have been working towards.
In other words, that hat has come to represent something like a model citizen, which also helps them recruit new members.
Oh, that's really
Once
good.
again, you are exactly right, Your Grace. That's a part of our goal as well. Let's take a little old seat over here. There's no need for us to stand. I'll ask the members to get us some drinks. Please wait here just one moment. Feel free to look around too if you want to learn more about us.
You said they've been waiting for a while, so this meeting was planned all along?
Hey, what happened to your slow day, Wriothesley?
Paimon, I don't think
Seems like I shouldn't
Wriothesley
underestimate an
is
adventurer's keen
as
sense of observation.
innocent to the
I'll bear that
happenings
in
as
mind
you
next
seem to
time I
think
need
he
to do
is.
something low-key.
I'm pretty sure everything
kidding,
since the
of
moment he
course.
showed up
We're
has
just discussing
been
some
planned.
small matters. It shouldn't take long. We've also already gone
Everything's
over the
happened since
organization's
then, and
vision.
everything that will happen
Instead of
after
listening
this.
to me try to
It's already
explain
been thought
some
through.
more, maybe it'd be better if you took a look around for yourself.
Okay. But yeah.
What a
Seems
feel
like it's...
like you didn't answer the question at all. Well, we're already here, aren't we?
Yeah, might as well take a
Yeah,
look.
they're supposed to be like the model prisoners, right? So
Mhm.
this is what their spot looks like.
I mean, it's nice to be able to find a positive community space in a place like this. If the point is that you are able to leave prison as a better version of yourself than you came. I mean, this probably really does help with the rehabilitation aspect, if you're able to actually find good role models.
Hey, what are you doing over here?
Hello.
Oh, hello. You are guests of the Duke, are you not? I'm organizing the bookshelves. Want to take a look?
Sure.
We've got some classics, as well as a few books that the members published themselves.
There are writers in the society?
Yeah, most of them are writing diaries or autobiographies on their time in the organization.
I see. Well, writing is a
Some quit
very
drinking.
good way to
Some learn to tailor.
just put stuff on the...
Some became
literally put
real
stuff on
good
the
at
page,
calligraphy.
but just to
And
reflect
even I've learned to use a camera.
and lay
We
out
find it
all of your
kind of funny.
progress.
You see, had we managed to stay above ground, none of us would have ever had the time to learn any of those skills.
Ah, it's because you all have a lot more free time now.
Not only that, but we've also now got the mental space to think about taking on new things. Before we came here, we were constantly exhausted just trying to live. With how the Duke and Mr. Dugier have organized our lives down here, though, all we need to do is think about the things that we want to do. You never know what you may be good at until you give it a try.
I see.
And while you're here, no matter what you do, you won't get judged for it. After all, there's no need to conform to societal expectations when you're already in jail.
True.
So this is something like a safe space.
Yes, that's exactly
Yeah,
it.
that's exactly right. After
Yeah.
all, not everyone is good at fighting, or have the physical strength to do hard labor. The society is exactly what some of us need. And that's it. I just finished organizing this shelf as well, so feel free to check it out if you want. Just remember to
will.
put the books back after you're done.
Don't worry, we will.
Yeah. Oh, this place seems so nice. Sit here, examine books. There's a good variety of books here, and it looks like the selection is regularly updated. If nothing else, okay, a member's diary is also displayed amongst the books, so it's probably included for recruitment purposes. Okay.
Please check out as many books as you like. Just don't forget to return them to their proper places once you're done.
Okay. I mean, I definitely see this kind of being like a safe space kind of place. You know, you're trying to turn over a new leaf, and the whole, I mean, you're basically trying to make these people able to do that instead of just further punishing them, and actually having a way to make that happen. I mean, if people really do feel like their lives are being improved down here, then it's working. And sometimes ideas don't work, but this one certainly seems to be working with the intention that it was put forward with it.
Welcome to our gathering place. Is there anything you'd like me to explain to you?
Oh, it's okay. We're just taking a look around.
You sound a bit like a Malazine guide. You sound a bit like a salesperson in a shop. The top one, I think.
Well, that's not a bad comparison. It is my job to explain our amenities and benefits to our latest members.
Okay.
I'm sure Mr. Dugier has already explained some of it, but allow me to fill you in some more. Besides this space, which our members use to rest and relax, we also have an entertainment room, a fitness room, and a self-study room. These rooms are open to all of our members. We want everyone to be able to use their free time to the fullest.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Do you have a restaurant too? If you did, you also wouldn't have to eat at the big cafeteria anymore.
Unfortunately, we don't. For matters like that, we still have to rely on His Grace.
Oh, that's
We started
okay.
a collaboration with the cafeteria a while back, though, so they'll let us borrow their kitchen to do some simple research into recipes and cooking.
Oh, nice. It seems like they have, like, they've kind of branched out really nicely. They have the resources that, you know, they really want to have to be able to help facilitate, you know, a growth and still a positive attitude in their members, which is good. You really thought of everything.
Yeah, Paimon can definitely see how it'd be easier to live your life if you had all this support.
Yep, and that's exactly why Mr. Dugier founded the society. We all think we made the correct choice to join him.
How are you doing, Wriothesley?
The Society is planning to host another event soon. We haven't had many new recruits recently, so...
Ah, the one you mentioned to me before. The idea is sound, but I still have some concerns about the specifics.
Okay. Some kind of event going on.
Hey, you there, newbie!
Hello.
Hello? Are you talking to Paimon?
Yep, I'm talking to you. Now, why don't you follow my lead and take a deep breath before letting everything out like this?
Okay. Here we go. Well, I mean, that was really loud. I mean, they were a little bit louder, but you know what? If that's what it takes to get all of that stress and anxiety and negative energy out of your body, then just go ahead and do it.
That's how I pump myself up every day. A lot of my friends have found it super useful too. With one shout, you can release all the fatigue, resentment, and unpleasantness from your lungs.
Exactly.
Return to the day with all the optimism in the world. Why don't you also give it a try, huh? I promise that it'll work.
Paimon's gonna pass.
He's giving you the glare.
Feeling
You don't have to
shy?
shout as loud.
That's alright. As long as you remember this trick, it'll come in handy one
But
day.
well,
Just remember to take a deep
oops, I
breath.
actually hit the table really
all out
hard.
if you find yourself at your wit's end.
Because I flung my hand really... Ow. Could you hear that?
Alright, we've talked to everybody. It
Oops.
sounds like they're all pretty happy. That would explain why Wriothesley only had good things to say about this place.
Well, I guess we got rid of a lot of the stress then,
Looks
right?
like they're starting to wrap up their conversation as well. Let's go over to them.
Of course, Your Grace. I will attend to those matters right away.
Okay, then I don't have anything else to add. Oh, you're back. What do
Hello.
you think about this place? Now, note that your opinion will also affect my review of Dugier and the society as a whole.
Wait, I didn't know they were also a part of the evaluation process. It's all
Well,
right,
apparently we are
though.
now.
I'm pretty confident about our growth and activity.
I say that this seems like a wonderful, wonderful little club or organization.
Something anyone expected you to get a society going here of all places.
It seems alright on the surface. See, that's kind of what my brain is thinking too. But you know what? Sometimes I suspect the really good people or organizations, and they turn out to actually be really good. And then other times I suspect them for doing other stuff. And it's true. They actually are not as good as they seem on the outside. But you know what? This just seems so genuine and wholesome that I can't doubt them. If they trick me, I'm gonna be so sad. Because, you know what? This just seems like just a healthy space in a place that otherwise might not be so accepting or healthy for everyone. Even, I mean, like I said, the intention might be to rehabilitate people, but if they're just working themselves to death and not really having any sort of positive reinforcement or anything like that in their lives, it's not working out for them. So it just seems like an overall good thing. I don't see how anything could go wrong, and if anything does go wrong, that's not on me for saying same here. I think that it's a great place.
Ah, so it seems that you were able to get a sense of our vision and values. That's all I can ask for, really.
The prisoners here all have very different personalities and psychological needs. Our needs
Yes,
are like
I can
violent
see
beasts.
that.
If we can't face them properly, they'll grow restless and enraged, causing pain and conflict. But if we can placate them, they lose their fangs, and they can even be converted into fuel for far nobler pursuits. Which is why...
And that's one way to put it, but
learning
sure,
to reconcile
okay.
with oneself is the first step on the path to redemption.
You've hit the nail on the head, Your Grace.
Yes, I like that.
Before I founded the society, I
Reconciling with yourself on the path to start your path to redemption is a
and I'm sure
nice
that
way
a
to
part
put
of your
it.
support is rooted in your desire to help those people find their way.
And Paimon thought everyone was enjoying life just fine, working and fighting.
Of course,
Well, maybe
that
that's just
lifestyle
you,
is
Paimon.
more than enough for some people in the fortress. For others, though, they would just be useless distractions.
Speaking of fighting, I'm not sure if you
I
knew
see a
this,
music
but
thing in
even
the
his
background
grace
of that
sometimes
last
fights
shot, by the way.
What? You fight in the ring too? Wearing those high-tech boxing gloves of yours?
Oh, I almost never need them.
Almost never, you say. Who's that guy? Was that the guy we rescued before? Hello. Honestly, that's a mood. An introvert moment. Okay, or else, unless there's something else going on here?
What's wrong? Did you forget about us
Are
already?
you feeling all right? You are looking a little pale.
No,
You
I'm
okay?
fine. Thank you for helping me get my hat back.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry, but I've got to go.
Okay, see you
Still
later.
as weird as before. Paimon's kind of used to it by now, though.
Yeah.
Dugier, do you know what's up with him?
You all looked, everybody else looked.
I'm also not too sure about that, as far as I recall.
At least the other two
It's a
members are
little
kind of,
strange,
huh?
but I'll check up on
He's
them later.
back? Kind of expression.
After all, it's my responsibility as the leader to make sure that no one falls through the cracks.
We'll leave him to you then. Where were we before we got sidetracked?
Something about useless distractions. Well, you already got back past that. Something about boxing gloves.
Right, about that. You might have thought that I was joking, but in a place like that, everyone will use everything in their power to win. And when emotions run high, things often spiral out of control. That would be when I need to pull out my gloves to maintain order. Sometimes
It also
you
sounds
might
like your
need
gloves would do a
more
lot
than
of
just
damage,
gloves
but
as well.
okay.
This pair of handcuffs has also come in handy quite a number of times. Oops.
Oh, the rock.
Isn't that awful gem? You're still carrying it with you?
Well, where would he have put it down? He walked us
Kept it
here.
on me because of its special qualities. It won't affect me as long as I don't let it come into contact with my skin.
Wait, when would he have
All
time
you
to,
guys
had
pick
time
up
to
the
put it
item for
down?
His Grace, would you?
No.
Yes, right away.
Don't do that. Use a tissue paper. Do you guys know what's going on?
That gem shines with quite the dazzling light. I hope it hasn't been damaged. Your Grace, please let me know if there's something wrong with it now.
It still looks good to me. Say, Dugier, have you ever seen a gem like this?
What is
Never,
going
Your
on?
Grace.
There's gonna be some plot twist, and I'm getting nervous because I don't see it coming.
I guess that's fair.
I guess that's fair.
We've already gone
Like,
over
I
most of
feel
the
like-
things that
like,
I wanted to talk about.
There's some
let's
kind of
wrap
build up
today.
to
The
the
Traveler also has some other plans.
in the story, and I'm just not seeing it. We're just kind of going about our day, having a good time, and there's this stone.
Got it, Your Grace. Take care, everyone.
And
I'll
that's,
take it to the end.
it's worrying me a little bit because I think that the plot twist is gonna happen really fast then.
Traveler, Paimon, it was an honor. I'm sure everyone would love it if you were to visit again. And that goes for you as well, Your Grace. We wish
Okay.
you all the best in your endeavors.
Great.
And same to you.
Same to you. That was a strange interaction.
Paimon doesn't think we made any plans for the rest of the day. Why did you lie to him?
Well,
Did
what's your
you?
opinion of
Well,
the society now that you've taken
well,
a
that
look
was a
around
bit
the
awkward,
headquarters?
Paimon. I think it was a good time for us to step away.
Thinks it's pretty chill. Weren't you complimenting them the entire time as well?
I swear, if they're not what they seem, I'm gonna be so sad.
Exactly what you said.
If they tricked me, I'm gonna be. Well, it's not gonna be as simple as like, you know, black and white answer. If they trick me, it's gonna
There's
be
only one potential problem. If the society does too good a job managing and rehabilitating its members, you may be soon out of a job.
That is certainly a possibility. But at this
Although that
point
would
in
be
time, they're
a
still reducing
wonderful
my
day,
workload
wouldn't it?
by managing and rehabilitating prisoners in my stead. I wanted to see just how much they've managed to accomplish, and also get a sense of Dugier's plans for the future. I arranged for a meeting out of curiosity, but then I noticed some faint hints of dissonance.
okay. Well, I
I'm
mean,
sure the
not
Traveler
in,
has sensed it too.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's no organization that's perfect. You know, if you get an organization that's big enough, the conflicts are sure to arise. However, if you're able to manage those conflicts and still work together, everybody has different strengths and weaknesses. So if you can still build on that, everything will work out. But indeed, there did seem to be something fishy about, especially those last few interactions we had. Just seemed like with that guy and with the rock and like with everybody like and like turning their heads like. But I can't put my finger on what it is. Like sometimes I try to predict what's gonna happen, and I have no idea what's happening right now. I have no clue. Yeah, exactly. It's a bit hard to put into words, but there's something off about that
As
place.
expected, you also picked up on it. The whole
Okay.
truth is a bit complicated, so I'll explain everything to you later. I can tell you right now, though, that this was an unexpected turn of events.
I don't even know. Turn of events, I don't even know what happened.
Now, confrontation may no longer be avoidable. It's hard to predict what might happen next.
Okay.
You've completely lost Paimon.
Yeah, I think.
Why don't you take this opportunity to check back on the gathering place? Just tell them you left something of yours there by accident. If my hypothesis is correct, Dugier should already have left. And with his watchful eye removed, you may well get a very different reception from the members.
Can't you just tell us
That
exactly
they
what to
might
expect?
not all be united around this
I'm
leader.
just following the most popular playbook in Fontaine. Investigate, obtain evidence, and then use the truth to render judgment.
Fair
It's been
enough.
so long since I got to watch a performance at Opera Epiclese that I've even begun to miss it.
I'll trust you for
I'll
now.
explain everything to you later, but right now we need to seize this opportunity. Find out what you can from them now while they're all in one place. We might not get another chance like this anytime soon.
I mean, this is kind of spooky because it's that feeling that you know there's something wrong and you just cannot put your finger on it.
Then what are you gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Good question. What
Something.
should I do? Maybe I'll drop by the ring and sign myself up for a fight.
Wait, so you're really just gonna make us work while you slack off?
He's not, Paimon. When is he ever? Wriothesley is... he's scheming. He's totally scheming. Okay, let's grab this thing. What is this, by the way? Nothing, actually. Okay. So their leader made everything sound really great. Let's see how that actually works out. Because everything in concept seems so great here.
Is no longer here.
That
You said you felt there was
yeah, it
something
does seem a
off
little
about
too good
this
to be
place,
true, but
right?
why can't the world have good
Let's see if
things,
we can
right?
figure something out. Paimon will do her best to help.
But I also don't know where to start. Let's see if we can strike up a conversation. Hello there.
Wait, you guys are...
We're really sorry. We just realized that we lost something, and we figured we might have left it here by accident. We'll be on
Okay,
our
something
way
tells
to
me they
find
don't
it.
actually like us very
Oh,
much.
okay.
Did anyone see a glass bottle by any chance? They're not very talkative. Maybe they're not as... Maybe they're not as... They were acting all cheery and bright, but maybe they're actually not very happy and the boss just makes them act that way. Which in that case wouldn't be helpful at all, because if they're not actually feeling that they're being rehabilitated, then this... Okay, anyway. It's about the size of my hand. I was using it to store some spice powder. I'm so lost on what's happening. Are you guys okay?
It's okay. There's no need to be nervous. It's not like we lost a whole bag of Mora or anything. We'll just look for it ourselves if none of you
They won't make eye contact with us.
We're not gonna tell Wriothesley anything, don't worry.
I'll go find Mr. Douchier.
No.
We're just looking for something. Why does he have to know?
Feels like they're all terrified of something. Yeah, they're all terrified. They're actually they're not getting better, and that's not the point of all the positive messaging I was just getting like half an hour ago.
We can look around for it, yeah?
I mean, they don't seem to be stopping us. They're at a complete loss for words. Okay, I'll go in the same order as before.
Are you still organizing the bookshelves?
Yeah, and... I'm sorry. But you can't check out the books right now.
We weren't thinking about that to begin with, but weren't you super friendly?
Yeah,
just a
you've
moment
completely
ago?
changed. Sorry.
This is creepy. Hold on.
Hey, hello? Anyone home?
Hello? How can I help you?
Can you give us that rundown
The
again?
Beret Society offers a variety of resources and benefits to its members, and, I mean, you've already heard my spiel. I don't know anything beyond what I've already told you.
Okay.
You don't know anything?
Sorry, that's not what I meant. It's just... There's nothing more I can tell you.
Maybe I'm starting to get a sense of why there's no new members recently. But not why, just... I don't think other people want to necessarily be like this.
Hey, big guy.
What do you want?
You were
Isn't
so
this how
cheery
you
just now.
greeted us earlier? Take a deep breath and let it all out.
Oh yeah, that's right. You sure are a fast learner.
Where did your optimism go?
I ate something earlier, so I'm falling into a bit of a food coma, and I mean, not everyone can be super upbeat all the time, right?
I mean, I agree,
You're
but the
looking for
turnaround
something,
seems to
you
have been very quick.
I didn't see it, but it should be somewhere
Right,
nearby.
The shift happened almost
Paimon
instantaneously.
sees what you meant now. Seems like they really
And
don't
when that
want
guy
us
passed
to
by, they all
understand.
kind of changed. They were all cheery, and then when that the other member passed by that we helped with the hat, they were like, it's like that's when they shifted. What happened?
Oh, you're back. How are things at their headquarters?
And why do they need their leader to
Completely different people.
they have to run everything by their leader? Is it because they lack the confidence without him? Or is it because their leader is somehow, like Dujie is actually like controlling them or forcing their hand to be a certain way to the point that they're completely dependent? They're acting super scared.
That would prove my suspicions.
Okay, you gotta tell me what's going on. I'm not...
Precisely that fleeting moment of fear behind the cheerful facade.
I'm not putting the puzzle pieces together. All I'm getting the sense of is that all of these nice messages about this society helping with the rehabilitation of these prisoners, not actually happening. Not actually happening at all. Which is sad because the idea is so nice. Okay. And that one guy we found hiding in the box.
He was acting super scared too when we saw him at the gathering place.
And what does it all have to do with the gem?
Hasn't he just been acting super paranoid since we first met?
Mm-hmm. And the gem brings out your negative memories and feelings.
Oh, so the one who started it all was...
I knew it. I knew you were just holding on to... You were just holding onto his hat the whole time, and you made us like run around. Maybe you even told the guy in the store.
Stable mental states.
Maybe you even told the guy at the shop to pay for the hat for us to, you know, go around with that whole workaround to get more intel on the guy in the box. No, I knew you had that hat the whole time, didn't you? If we couldn't find it. How long have you been investigating this? I don't believe any of Dujie's talk about unstable mental states.
Not too long. Dujie made very elaborate preparations for my visit. But I don't know. It almost feels like the performance was too elaborate.
Okay, but if you think something's wrong, why don't you just take the whole society into custody?
Because he needs more evidence.
You can do whatever you want in this place.
Because he needs more evidence.
Well, maybe you're actually a better fit for the position than I am. Just give me the word and I'll hand you the cuffs. In all seriousness, however, cuffs and the like should be used sparingly. They're mostly for show.
Yeah, if you just punish people and
the way people see me
don't necessarily help them get back on their feet, that's not really gonna
and I've always striven to appear fair and reasonable to the people.
Help them and help their ability to help you.
Paimon's not sure she got all of it.
The Duke's actions will set the tone. The Duke's values will be emulated by the people. Yeah, he has to be a certain way in public, because you know the way everybody looks at him is they revere him down here. So he has to set a good example, and maybe just like not exercising his will as he pleases and acting like a tyrant is probably doing wonders for the health and ability to inspire the people down here.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. I have to lead by example if I want to maintain expectations of justice and order.
He can't just be a king down here. He's trying to be responsible.
And that's why even though Dujie had already let a few things slip, I didn't want to turn on him without irrefutable
Okay, but you gotta break this down for me. I'm getting pieces and I need you to fill in the gaps. Okay. Yes. He seems to be holding them against their will.
Optimistic and motivated. It's all just a show.
That's also as much as I got. Which is sad, because, you know, if those people were actually that optimistic and motivated, just think of how much improvement that must have taken and how good that would be for them. And for that to actually not be real is kind of sad. I still feel like we're missing something, though.
He certainly seems to be using some coercive methods to turn his members into the most upbeat and motivated group of people you've ever seen. And that won't turn out well in the long run. I have some faith, though, that some of the members understood the hint I gave during our visit. The line has been set, and it's quite likely that a fish will bite.
Okay.
Bite?
Let's give them some time. My guards will need it to finish their investigation, too. You can find me in my office when the time comes.
Alright, still lost about what this guy's motive might be or how he's doing this. Whether he's actually physically mind controlling these people when they need to be positive and perky and happy, or is this somehow like coercion or blackmailing or otherwise like forcing them against their will to be a certain way around other people. Well, the rest of the time they are absolutely terrified because they are being held captive by his demands or other whatever else he's doing to them. Is this enough? Probably enough. There's a lot of questions.
It's finally evening. Wriothesley's probably wrapped up his investigation.
Okay.
Paimon has no idea what that guy's thinking.
Me neither.
Let's just go find him and ask
But
him what he's really
Paimon, you also gotta understand, even though we don't know what he's thinking, he clearly knows what he's thinking. And it's never as you're the guy from the world quest. How did you get in? I forget it. I forgot how masterful he was. How did you get in this time? Oh, that's right. When I went to the Adventurers Guild, like earlier today or yesterday sometime, there was all these oranges and they were left by Blanche, who was his sister, right? Well, nice to see you're not... Well, I mean, you seem to be doing okay considering you're in prison. So, nice to see you again. Meet up with Wriothesley as you agreed. I don't know. I'm nervous because I don't know what's happening.
Oh, here you are. Did you manage to land a lucky pull on the welfare meals tonight?
Oh, I got the fish and chips, so that's pretty good.
What else happened with the society?
Patience, Paimon. Even as the situation continues to brew, we still need to make sense of what we learned so far and go over any sticking points. I'm actually still thinking about the first thing that came to my mind when I noticed something amiss. Namely, why didn't anyone come to me about it?
Oh, that's a good point. Could whatever they're afraid of be so powerful that even you won't be able to do anything about it?
Or maybe because they are
But
already...
even if such a thing existed, how could they be so sure without checking with me first?
Maybe anybody that could have said something felt that you were too distant or too high above for you to reach. For them to reach you. Maybe they didn't think that... Or maybe they didn't think you'd be able to help, and if they tell on somebody, they're gonna get in even more trouble. You know, like that fear. Like if you tell on that fear that if you tell on somebody, then that person's not gonna be able to do much, and you're just gonna get even more hurt, which is not necessarily a good thing. If something bad happens, you probably should report it. You should say something to somebody. But every single situation is different, and sometimes the nature of that situation is that you simply cannot, or you're not comfortable with doing so, and that's, depending on the situation, understandable as well. So why didn't anyone come to you? Maybe because the situation is complicated, and in not every situation is coming forward a thing that people can do, or that people feel that they can trust you to be able to help them in any way. I mean, a lot of times people might be afraid to tell you because they might think you might side with the person they're accusing. They might think that you're not going to help them, and that they've just put themselves out there to make their situation worse and got nothing out of it. I don't know, case by case. I guess we'll find out why they didn't tell you soon enough.
It'd be one thing if it was just one or two people, but it seems like everyone's convinced that I won't be able to help. Which leads me to believe that it's more likely that they think I just wouldn't care to help them.
Yeah, they think that you wouldn't help them. Exactly, because that you might side with the other person. That's what they believe. Because you instigated Dugier in the first place, because you've been working with Dugier all along.
Yes, something like that. Dugier must have told them something to make them think I won't take their side.
Yeah.
So it became imperative for me to refute that and prove my true stance. Of course, I had originally planned to do this in a more covert way, but I had to improvise when you identified the guy who'd lost his hat with everyone present. There's no way to
Oops,
keep
sorry.
our investigation a
Paimon,
secret
you
after
gotta be
that.
quieter next time. Although, there's nothing, we couldn't have known.
Wait, but does that mean it was all Paimon's fault?
Technically not, Paimon, because you didn't know, because Wriothesley didn't tell us our part in his plan, and therefore, I mean, Paimon being, oh hey, it's the guy we helped him get his hat back, is actually a completely normal response in that context without knowing any other background information. So it's not your fault. Now that you
The
mention
last
it.
thing that guy wanted was for Dugier to find out that he'd lost it. He would have never brought the matter up on his own.
Hold up. Are the hats controlling them? Like the Akasha and Sumeru? Not that the Akasha... Well, the Akasha is not really controlling them, but still. Technology that has the power to be integrated with a person's brain and their thoughts and their ways of thinking and the ways of doing things. Is there actually some kind of technology in their hats?
But now, not only has Dugier found out that he'd lost his hat, he's also realized that we were the ones who found it. That likely set his internal alarms off all at once.
Yeah, the hats are suspicious. Okay, so it might actually be some kind of technology or magic then. Not just coercion. Well, not coercion alone, at least. The hats must be hiding something.
Yes, that's the conclusion I came to as well. It's the only thing that could explain the fear. If we didn't act right then and there, Dugier would probably come up with some other way to hide the truth and we'd be back to square one. So after giving the matter some thought, I tossed that black gem onto the ground.
Okay.
I must say, I was pretty satisfied with the results.
So you did that on
What?
purpose?
Okay. What exactly did that
Yes,
do?
that's right. Of course, that box was discovered as part of our investigation of the Society from the very
Okay,
beginning.
so the box was
I had
going
no
to
way to
them.
know if any of the members had actually seen the gem before, but since I had to do something, I decided to gamble.
So the gem brings out negative emotions, and the hats make everybody feel like they're in fear. So I'm thinking the gem and the hat, the whatever technology or magic the hats have, are connected somehow. Is that what we're trying to say? And the members have seen the gem before, so they're familiar with it. Is the gist I'm getting from here, I think. So that's the hint you were talking about earlier.
And I said back there that I had no idea what the gem represented. That should have been enough to let people know that it's still early days for my investigation. And since I was traveling with you, heroes who have never turned a blind eye to evil and injustice, they would also understand that we're here to help, rather than to tolerate or uphold the status quo.
No, well, I'm glad that we have...
Part of your plan too.
Hey, you know what? I'm glad we have that kind of influence then. Because people are afraid to speak out because they think that they're going to be punished for it. And us being there tells them, hey, you don't have to be afraid. We're going to do what's right for you as a person, not just the status quo. what society demands of us. We're going to actually fight for you. Well, then I'm glad that our presence does that. So that's why he wanted us to come
My
along.
apologies. There was no time and quite a lot to explain, so I figured it might be
Well,
easier
good
to
timing that
let
we
you
just
see a few
happened to
things
be
for
in the
yourselves.
Fortress of
But I
Meropide
can
at this
assure
time
you
then.
that I've now told you everything there is to know. Of course,
Okay,
you're
so
under
now
no
you don't know any
obligation,
more than us, which
but I
does
would
not,
really
which
appreciate
is
it if you could continue to
cool,
lend
but we
me your
still need to
support
find out
and
more
help me
about the
figure out the
hats.
true secret behind the society.
Don't
Would you
worry,
be
we're
willing to
we're
lend
kind
me
of
your
roped in now. We're roped in, and
But Paimon's still mad at you.
I'm sure if all you need is some help
You have
planning.
my thanks. Now, there are still two outstanding matters in our investigation. The first is the secret of the hats.
Yeah, that's what I want to
I've
know.
examined one before. There was nothing suspicious about the item itself. The other is the true purpose of the black gem. We haven't been able to get anything out of anyone with actual knowledge of it. It's my hope that a brave fish will take my bait and venture outside of their dark and
Well, there's a
murky
third thing too. What
hole.
is
I'll put some
Dugier's
music on
motive?
while we wait.
Why is he doing this? Why take a perfectly good, like positive, wholesome rehabilitation idea and absolutely ruin it? Okay, relaxing music. like this. You spend some time waiting. We're all asleep.
Excuse me, Your Grace, but may I come in? I'm afraid that someone's been following me.
Please, do.
Okay, this is not one of the members we talked to earlier.
I apologize for my lack of composure. These two are the guests that came with you to our gathering place, correct?
Yeah, you know us?
Yes, my lover Fasol told me all about you. Please,
I
help us,
see.
Your Grace. He's in great danger right now.
Slow down, take a deep breath, and start from the top. What happened at the Society?
I'm sorry, Your Grace. I will try. I think I should start from when you saw Fasol last.
You mean when we saw him at the gathering place?
Yes, he fled immediately, but many members are hot on his heels. Thankfully, he still managed to meet up with me and explain everything that had happened. Now that he's lost Dugier's trust, what awaits him is agonizing censure.
Censure?
Censure is Dugier's method of establishing control, as well as the thing we all fear the most. Rather than listening to me explain what it is, Your Grace, please, just let me show it to you. Every secret may be found
Censure?
within...
The hat?
Here you are. I was wondering where you had run off to in such a hurry.
Get back. We'll...
Please excuse
I don't know if we
us,
can
Your
fight this
Grace.
guy off.
It was never our intention to disturb you like this. You see, Avisa's mental state has been rather unstable ever since
you experimenting on
arrived
these
at the
people?
fortress. She
Get away
rambles
from
off
her
and
right now.
has hallucinations. It may be best to dismiss her babbling as random gibberish.
I don't recall hearing a knock or giving permission for you to come in.
Oh, my apologies. I merely did not wish for your grace to be alarmed. Had I not been so focused on recovering her, I would have followed all the rules of etiquette to the letter. So please,
This is so
forgive
spooky.
my discourtesy.
Like, we believe you.
Indeed, like we believe you. That's right. You've got some nerve showing your face here. We know exactly what you're thinking.
Please, there's no need to be upset. It's only natural to want to side with the poor sick girl, but I know his grace to be a reasonable man.
Well then, what if the reasonable man wants to hear the lunatic out?
That would be perfectly fine with me. Oh, and just so you know, we've also found the missing Mr. Fasol. I had no idea why he was so upset about losing his hat, really. Thankfully, he has already returned to his senses. We've brought him back to our place, so there's no need to worry.
I'm sorry, Your Grace. I don't have anything more to say.
Oh my
This
gosh,
is
he
what you're
has
afraid of, correct? You can tell me everything.
the
I'll
rock.
do all I can for you.
I've never seen that thing in my life.
Don't worry. It's 3 against 1 with us versus the other guy. But indeed, I heard the person who has been probably torturing her is literally standing right there. It's understandable if she's too afraid to talk. However, this is your one chance to change things. And I hope you take it. You can do it, Avis. We should kick
Your
this guy
Grace,
out.
I don't think there's anything else she would like to say. Pressuring her will not get you anywhere.
It's all right, Avis. As long as you tell me what it is that you're terrified of, no matter what it is, it will no longer be able to hurt you. I swear this on my name and honor as the Duke.
Your Grace, forget it. I'll keep my mouth shut. I've already
Yeah,
said
how would you go
everything
stand to
I
the
could
side or
say
even leave the
about
room
matter.
because you're clearly frightening her with just standing there?
I'm sorry, Your Grace, but I really don't have anything more to say. Please, don't press me further.
We need to make the other guy leave the room. Don't ask why, Paimon. It's
In
not.
that
Don't make her
case,
feel like it's her
Avis and I
fault.
will be off. Once again, please accept my apologies for disturbing your peaceful evening, Your Grace.
Miss Avis, please show me your head. That is an order.
He's gonna find nothing because this guy is Dujier is so careful.
I know you have long tired of my words, but please believe me when I say you've nearly let your
Can this
words
guy
get to your
leave?
head.
Because he's clearly getting in the way of us
Society has
actually
never
investigating.
caused trouble for you or any of the guards at the fortress. We've spent all of our time working hard and trying to lead better lives. Why are you doing everything in your power to prove our guilt? What's wrong with the current state of affairs? I'll do anything for you, as long as you give me the word. Why are you so intent?
I don't like this. I don't like when people they do this mind game things, both with the mind control and also like the gaslighting here.
You know the consequences if I find you to be lying.
Everything that I do for the Fortress of Meropide. But your grace is welcome to visit us anytime to confirm the true intent of our activities.
Yeah, we tried that, and then as soon as you left, everybody was.
Let's head back.
Censure. What are they being? What are they being censored for? Me too. I don't like this. I don't like brain game, like these mind games that they do.
All will pay the price for their arrogance.
Yeah, you better make them pay, Wriothesley.
Prepared for this exact scenario, or he wouldn't have dared to be so openly hostile. All the more reason for us to be patient. The entire society are his hostages. His subordinates would definitely react if he were taken into custody. And that's why he dared to bare his fangs right in front of me.
One thing's for sure, we won't let him get away with this. So now, our biggest problem is... What is he doing to these people, though? That sounds horrible. That they were like coming after Faisal and censoring him. Like that sounds okay.
The true secret of the society is neither on the hat nor on the members' heads. Dugier probably knew this from the very beginning, which is why he didn't panic.
So he is like
However,
subjecting them to
if we were
something.
to look at the rules, it would also seem like the head has to be the place where they're keeping all of their secrets.
Yeah, none of this makes sense to Paimon either. What are they trying to hide?
Okay, we're doing this. Like, did Avis stop talking because she was purely afraid of Dugier, or did Dugier actually do something to her to like switch her off from saying something, what she wanted to say? Like, is this just from pure influence and essentially being controlled and I'm thinking they're being used. That's what I mean. This is kind of like not like Al-Haytham's story quest, but a similar thing in terms of like I don't like these stories where all these people are being like controlled like that. Beret society, Beret, Avis's head, and Dugier's attitude. Why did Avis hide the secret? It's Dugier's attitude, because if it's not on the hat or their heads, then it does seem like they maybe are being controlled. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Coerced. Interpret.
The hats are definitely being used to hide a secret. But there's nothing wrong with the hats themselves.
I feel like the hats are metaphorical. The hats are metaphorical for something, maybe.
But if there's nothing on her head, why did Avis feel the need to remove her hat?
True. Are the hats lined with something, like, to, like, stop, to stop, like, I don't want to say stopping, like radio waves and stuff like that, because that's not how it works with the real life. But is it the hats maybe lined with something to block some kind of magic? Or, as I said, are the hats purely metaphorical and are there to instill the idea in the people's head? It's that something's different when they're wearing their hats or not.
From the way Dugier acted, he must have known from the beginning that we wouldn't be able to find any evidence.
I know, which is why he was so confident. Associate. Her haircut. I noticed that she took her bow off too. What did the bow do? She had a bow.
Idea.
She took the bow off. What a coincidence. So do I.
What is it? Tell Paimon about it.
Avise didn't take her off her hat to draw attention to her head. She did so to remove her hair clip.
You mean this thing? So, she handed a key piece of evidence over to us without due.
I noticed that, but I thought that the hat and the hair clip just went together.
That Avise didn't stay silent out of fear. She stayed silent because she'd already given us what we needed. Let me take a look.
I see. Did she wrap like a message in there? Wriothesley tinkers with the hair clip for a brief moment.
I managed to remove this from the hair clip. It's long, slender, and conical. It's hollow on the inside, and looks something like a cross between a nail and a thorn.
What? It looks like a needle.
Paimon's lost again.
This is creepy.
Let's see. What if we do this?
Is it like a key?
What are you doing? Wait. Some kind of dark liquid is leaking out of the gem.
On the hair clip or the big gem we have? Oh. Oh no, the gem that Wriothesley has.
It's been absorbed by this thorny-looking thing.
The gem is used as a container for a type of
You've
liquid.
probably heard before that water is filled with the strongest emotions of humanity. With that in mind, this liquid is probably a highly concentrated solution of fear.
Oh, so that's why even touching it will make you remember unpleasant things.
Okay, so that's the connection between the gem and the fact that everybody seems to be in fear. So with this infused thorn...
Dugier would be able to censure others. I can only imagine how it would feel to have this directly injected into your brain. The moment it hits you would be like being flooded with all the terrors you've ever experienced in your life. Agony, desolation, and an overwhelming sense of despair. No wonder they're all so terrified of it.
So, was the hat meant to cover up their wounds?
Oh, and that's why he's hiding in the
Be
box.
all. Let's go get them right away. We can't let Dugier escape.
Faisal was hiding in the box because he probably didn't want to see them to see that they had all these needle marks on his head. It's what he deserves. Yeah, that's right. We're gonna give this guy what he deserves because that's awful. Every time something awful happens in this game, it's really awful. That's horrible. Oh my gosh. Okay, it looks like the guards are here at least. Hopefully, because Wriothesley
You've
sent
taken
them.
the society members into custody.
Mm-hmm.
They all tried to flee just a little while ago, as if they had received some kind of order. We decided to forestall their plan, and were just about to send the word when you unexpectedly arrived.
Okay, well, we saved you that trouble then.
Great work, everyone.
You had prepared for something like this all along?
Paimon, he's always been like 3 steps
here to
ahead.
keep an eye on
You keep saying
So I'm
as
glad
if you're
my
not
intuition turned
expecting
out to be
it.
correct. Perform a thorough search of the Society's headquarters and bring all the members to me.
Understood, Your Grace.
Damn it, why couldn't this society
let's
just
check on them.
have been what it was at face value?
As expected, they all have a hollow thorn inserted into a wound on their head.
Oh my gosh. That's so gross and so sad. That sounds so painful.
Paimon's gonna float away for a bit.
They didn't pull the thorn
They
out?
probably left it there as a lasting reminder of Dugier's censure. These people must have had to endure an unimaginable amount of pain. Let's go check out the other areas too.
Okay, somebody... All the ideals that they were talking about in this club. Like, there's gotta be an organization that does all that for real here, right? Because this is horrible. These papers are actually outdated, but they look brand new. It seems like no one's flipped through them. If you actually look closely, there's even creases are almost identical. They don't seem to be formed naturally through reading.
Hey, come here. Have a look at this.
The books. Oh gosh, what about the books?
This is a book that Paimon found in a box next to the bookshelf. Its contents are exactly the same as this book on the shelf.
Oh my
the
gosh.
colors of the covers are completely different though, and the names of the authors also don't match up.
So these are also just for show to make it look like the bookshelf's being added to and maintained.
Yeah, and they dared to claim that they wrote these too. Huh.
Well, it seems that they were forced to.
Look at what I found.
Oh, it's the camera
This
thing.
is a surveillance port. With this, Dugier would be able to remotely monitor everything that's happening at the gathering place. So even if Dugier's not there in person, he'll still always have eyes on the members.
That explains why they were all so terrified.
Indeed. It's easy to become lost and confused when you're given no instructions or any kind of script to follow. And if any action you take may be deemed a mistake, then perhaps it's better to do less. Or to not do anything at all. Dugier has already tamed them to his will.
These poor people.
Your Grace! Your Grace!
What's the matter?
We couldn't find any society members in the other areas. It also seems like none of the equipment in those rooms were ever used. All the signs of wear and tear are fake. The lime scale, the layers of dust, they were all deliberately added. We also investigated the members'
Why go to
residences.
all this
We weren't able
trouble?
to
Why
find
not just
anything.
create an actual
Their
society
neighbors
that
all
actually
say
does all
they
these
haven't returned home
things?
for ages.
Why for all this like evil stuff? Why not actually just... You've gone to all the trouble of making this society seem so real and like such a positive and good space. Why didn't you just do that? Why such a huge cover for nefarious deeds? When you already have all the resources, it could have been something beautiful. Society put a lot of effort into building a front. The real headquarters are elsewhere.
Indeed. As long as he allowed society members to mingle with others, even with threats of censure, Dugier knew that
What
he
does
couldn't
censure
stop
actually
all
mean?
of
Is
his members
censure
from
actually
speaking out.
like the same as censor?
Meanwhile, this marvelous
Censoring?
gathering place will lose all of its value as soon as a
I'm looking this up
whistleblower
now.
sounds the alarm. So instead of being his real base,
Censure,
this is just an
dictionary.
elaborate performance.
A judgment involving
The rest areas, the
condemnation,
fancy equipment,
the act of
even the
blaming
members
or
that we saw,
condemning sternly, an
they were
official
merely part of the
reprimand.
front. And only the most docile and
Okay, so
well-trained members
censure
were
is not
surrounded
exactly the same as censor, but it's kind of close, but not the same thing.
Let me think.
It is.
Dugier must be
The
holding
censor
all
is
the
more
rest of
being
his members in
silenced.
another place.
Censure is more
And if the
seen to
overseer
be
of
punished.
my fortress
However,
guard
both
has
seem to
never
be kind of
alerted me to
happening
anything
here.
of the sort, he must be in Dugier's pocket.
Let's go find
I'm
him.
of the same mind. Let's go. You two, follow me.
Oh, thank goodness we have all these guards here. This is scary. This is actually kind of scary. So like when this game gets dark, it gets really dark. They put needles in people's heads to infuse like fear poison, like. No wonder they have poor mental health and hallucinate. You're literally injecting fear poison into their heads and leaving the nail in their head to punish them. That's all. All right. Yeah, no, we're definitely bringing this guy to justice. Okay, let's see.
Did that person flee here?
That's the most likely scenario to me. He's probably already caught wind of Dugier's declaration of war against me, and has fled to seek his protection. Let's keep heading down. There are some abandoned areas in there. Since he needs space, I'd guess Dugier probably converted them into his headquarters. We should be on the right track.
How would you
Now
not
we
know
just need
about
to
this
find that
beforehand?
turncoat.
Unless you did.
Let's
Because
go.
you know that Wriothesley knows
We
everything.
can take this path. You guys take the other.
Okay. Dude, you're walking so slow. we need to find these people. Oh, there we go. That's more the speed I'm talking about. What do you see? I don't see anything. There's papers on the floor. Okay.
Look! There's a fallen guard over there! Paimon sees some society members too!
After them.
It's Wriothesley. Run!
Run! I got you. But not this guy. Got you.
Did Dugier send you? Why did you attack that guard?
Yeah, model citizens who are clearly test subjects forced against their will to. We still don't have a motive for Dugier. Why is he doing this to people?
When it comes time to hand out sentences.
But Mr. Dugier, he didn't want this guy to expose our true location. We were just about to dispose of him when you caught up to us.
So, in other words, your headquarters should be this way.
Yes, it's just down this way. You'll make it there once you've seen it.
Darn it.
A large drainage pipe.
Going deeper into the prison. That's more
Guards,
like
take them away.
Yeah, take them away and also get these people some help.
It's about time
because they clearly need it,
really
for real. This has just been kind of like spooky vibes this whole time. Oh, we have to take the elevator. From just kind of this calm, serene start, like, oh yeah, here's this cool organization that's doing good things for people. And it's like, okay, how can this possibly go wrong? And it goes so wrong. It's so... Like I said, why can't the organization with all of these things that Dugier said at face value, like, just straight up exist for real? Like, why does it have to be a cover for a super scary, like, mad scientist or slash, like, criminal operation? Dugier's kingdom? No. This is not good. This is not good. Okay, we get to play as Wriothesley. That's cool.
There's so much.
I feel better bringing this whole army of guards with us, though. Because at least I don't feel like it's that feeling of going into a haunted house alone.
They've been left abandoned due to a lack of funds.
Or you and like the one other friend.
On patrol here.
It's at least we're going to the haunted house and a huge number of people.
All of those guards have been bought as well. Stay sharp. He's got a ton of surprises waiting for us, I'm sure.
Okay. Where did they all go? It's what he deserves. It's what he deserves. And there's absolutely no excuse that this guy's gonna come up with for what he did and why he did what he did. That's gonna make me be like, oh, now I feel sorry for him. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think anything's gonna make me feel sorry for this guy when we catch him.
Away now.
I don't know how to use him. You just punch, right? Yeah? He's the only one with his either Numa or Osea power that's on his burst instead of charge attack or skill. While on the other hand, Farina is the only one who has it on her normal attack because she's the honorary Archon.
A moment, please.
Okay, what does his skill do? Am I supposed to hold it? I don't know. Rescue the victims. Oh, let me get the chest.
Hey, are you okay?
You're safe now. Just follow the guards and leave this place.
Who knew that there'd be Gardamex here? Dugier really prepared for everything.
He really did.
And that would explain the strange decommission requests I received, as well as account for all the Gardamex that had mysteriously gone missing. It seems like he's prepared for an all-out confrontation with me.
Hey, what's this?
But like, we still don't know the motive. Like, why go to all this trouble to do this to people?
Let me see. Ah,
What reason could possibly justify all of this? No reason. No reason at all. But I want to see what he comes up with.
Members are not permitted to speak to each other or to leave without formal
Oh
permission.
my gosh.
5 members shall form a group, and the whole group will be punished for any single member's wrongdoings.
All the chains.
Anyone who reports a fellow member's misbehavior shall be rewarded with food and water. I see. So
They don't even get like normal amounts of food or water if they don't. That is so cruel.
To obtain food and water, prisoners are forced to snitch on others, and in the process cause pain to those around them. To avoid punishment, they learn to stop talking with one another. This leaves the wounds they've already received to fester, however, and so resentment builds until every prisoner has become an island. Finally, isolated and without hope, they accept their fate as Dugier's slaves.
That's terrible. The whole thing is an affront to human dignity.
Do you remember what happened to Paimon? She rejected all the snacks in the box once she was spooked by that black gem. She's usually all for tasty snacks, but she chose to go against her instincts after a negative experience.
Yeah, so just imagine that, but 24/7.
Best example you could come up with.
Well, yeah, because it literally has to do with the same substance.
It never hurts to be careful.
Right, but imagine
Your
that
decision was valid.
for
However,
all
it's also
time.
valid to interpret that as a decision that you only made under emotional duress. The human heart is like a raft in a vast and empty ocean. We convince ourselves that we're in control, but in truth, a single wave could sweep us off course and send us crashing into the path of a storm. Those who use fear to lead others astray must pay for that crime.
What the? I vow to never run away again. I vow to never speak without permission. I vow to remain conscious while being censured. I vow to earnestly carry out any order given to me by Master Duchier. I vow to actively denounce any behavior of the fellow society members who undermine the society's unity. I vow to voluntarily accept a 4th degree or higher punishment should I violate any part of my oath. Oh my gosh. This paper is creased and the handwriting is getting sloppy, suggesting it was written in a state of extreme duress. The fingerprint rather than a signature. If judging from the mark, however, it certainly doesn't appear to have been made with a gentle pigment like that of an ink pad. Is it signed in blood? But why? I mean, because this is pretty much the most awful. These are the most awful things you can imagine, right? The loss of identity, the pain and suffering, the isolation. Everybody around you is your enemy. You have no free will. All of these things are psychological torture for humans, right? And any living creature that can have basically emotions and empathy and higher thought. My question is, what makes it worth it to go to the trouble of doing this to all these people? Like, why? What reason could you possibly have to do this to all these people? Like, what do you gain from this? I guess because they all become his slaves? Do you not... It's just, I guess normal people cannot fathom.
If I'm not mistaken,
How?
the space ahead should be the central area of this place, but the door's been locked.
I guess just normal people cannot fathom why someone would not lose sleep over doing this to other people, kind of thing. Because, bro, like the Fortress of Meropide runs so smoothly, and everybody actually works together in there. And how can, and this is supposed to, and like, why not just work with that? Why torture all these people and force them to, you know, I've already said it. Normal people cannot understand why someone would ever do something like this.
Rather than confront
That's just the
DEA,
truth.
I think it's more important right now for us to rescue as many society members as possible.
I
You
think
guys should wait here.
a confrontation
We'll try
will
to
occur
open the door and check out some other spots.
in this. And I'm so glad we have I guess it also feels better to be backed up as well, in terms of, yeah, yeah, we're not gonna let this slide. Most people would not let this slide or turn a blind eye to this if they knew it was actually going on.
Forget it. Paimon's just gonna do some trial and error.
And we can do better than trial and error, Paimon. We're the puzzle masters. I gotta say, the weapons that these guys have look so dangerous. Like these spiked clubs. I'm sorry, I was so busy looking at that, I completely missed the point of what we're doing.
Whoa, it's turning! Is it because we touched this thing? Oh, the other side's open! Let's go.
Let's go. I'm glad we're here, basically, on this big police operation to free all these people, because that sends the statement of we're not gonna just let this happen. Indeed, this person went to great lengths to make sure we wouldn't, because obviously no one would be okay with this if they knew what was happening.
Way now.
Okay, Wriothesley is pretty fun to play with though. Let's see, moving on. This looks a lot like the Fleuve Sandra, but it is not. Alright, let's go. Have a safe trip.
Let's begin.
Oh, there we go. That's how we use a skill. Press it and then we do the charge attack. Is that right? Is that what's happening? Not entirely sure.
Stay cool. Face your guilt. Way now.
Here we go. Okay, that doesn't go anywhere. I don't know. This is... I mean... all these things, like... Okay. Okay, another puzzle. It seems so spooky down here is all.
It's so high. We're not gonna have to climb all the way up, are we?
Activate the mechanism in front of us first.
Looks like
Okay,
there's a
I can do
mechanism
that,
that's
maybe.
gotten stuck. It won't turn alongside the others.
Exit
Is
operation.
there something we can cue?
Okay. Let's click of a button then. I guess that will help. Oh, that helps to lock it into place. Because they both move together. So you want to put this in, install a limiting device, and then keep rotating it. But it only, oops, it only moves the one. And why did I exit out of that? There we go. Water.
The water level's gone way up. So that's how we'll make it to the top.
I hope the other guards can swim. Because I think that's a thing that's usually just limited to the vision holders. Being able to swim with no consequence. Okay. Cool. Let me out of here. Okay. There's all these cages in here too.
Lots of
This
empty
place is so
cells in
cagey.
here.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Dugier's probably moved them elsewhere already.
Let's still rescue the ones who got left behind, though. Every person counts.
Yeah, we have to save all of them. Like, the society, it actually is doing the opposite of what their, like, front message is. You guys are actually reversing these people's ability to be rehabilitated.
No, I won't try to leave anymore. I'll never try to leave again. So close to me.
It's okay.
I don't want any trouble.
No, we're not gonna do that. Please calm down.
Okay, Paimon, you're gonna have to say something better than
We
we're
won't
not
be able
bad
to get through to
people.
her right now. Not with the stress response in the way. I'd also guess there are many others here who are more or less like her. Let's let the guards take care of them for now and keep pushing forward.
Yeah. I mean, you can't just say if everything's changed now and necessarily expect them to just completely turn around and be like, oh, thank goodness we're saved. I mean, like I said, these people have been psychologically tormented. They're gonna have trust issues for a very long time. And maybe forever. And it's gonna be really hard for them to be rehabilitated and come back now to reality because of what's happened to them, and that's completely understandable. And everybody will make different progress. Which I guess that's just the thing about the Fortress of Meropide is the intention is to really help people actually get better when they're sentenced. Right? A gathering place for exiles. And this whole thing here is legitimately reversing that and doing the opposite. But that doesn't mean that these people can never be healed. It will just take a longer time and a lot more effort. But it's not going to happen in 2 seconds, so... Avis and Fissel are still in danger.
All right. Let's search for an exit first.
Let's leave her out. Why are you on fire? Is that part of his thing? Why is he like has this red energy? Okay, we gotta take the limiter off. Nope. Don't click that. Go here. Here. Okay, this one also has a limiter. Take that off. Okay. It'd be really helpful if these devices did not have to be stuck at 90-degree angles, but at the same time, I get it.
Maybe it's His Grace. I'll go take a look.
Yes, it is. We're here to save you. Oh, no, these are the guards. Okay.
Make sure to bring everyone out safe.
Yeah. Please
and
help
please
these
take care as
people
well, Your Grace.
out
We'll return
gently
here right away
and
and await
safely
your orders.
because they might need
Just
that.
focus on the tasks
They
you
might
can
need
give.
just a little bit of
I
love
already
and
have
care
reliable
because it
help
seems
over
like
here.
they've
Let's go back.
been denied
We
that
have
in the
unfinished
worst
business, do
possible
we not?
way.
That mechanism from the first room. Maybe we'll also need to hold it in place using the same device to open the door that leads to the central area. Don't forget to bring these along.
Bring what along? Hang on.
The guards from the Fortress of Meropide have already taken control of this area. You're safe now.
Eventually a new day shall arise. Yeah, no, this is pretty bad. I'm not sure exactly what I thought was gonna happen. What are these purple things? That must be the thing. The thing that's following him must be the thing Wriothesley was talking about. I don't know what I expected to happen in these story quests. I usually never do. I usually don't know what's going to happen at all. But this is certainly not what I was expecting. Okay, no, we got to install limiter on here. Oh, I see the purple thing was the limiter. Turn it this way. Maybe there was no need. Okay, hang on. No, stop pressing that. Okay. Oh shoot! You know in Inazuma those puzzles where it's like the little blocks with the flowers on them, and sometimes like 3 of them out of the 5 will move, or sometimes 2 of them, or you have to hit them in a certain order because certain ones will light up and certain ones won't. And you just or spin them. It's like that. You gotta let's see. In 2 rotations, this one is going to be facing this way. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do 1 rotation. We're gonna do 2 rotations. This should now make it when I spin them all. They are all facing the correct way. There we go. They gotta remember the logic of those puzzles. I love puzzles though. Okay, we still have the limiter with us as well. I still do not understand why he's on fire. Oh my gosh, they did not expect us to be here. I have all the people here. Alright, confrontation time.
I must confess to being furious. To think that there are still some of you who find it permissible to spit upon our rules.
Oh no!
Remember their names. Fasal and Avis. They've betrayed you, betrayed us. And today you will see with your own eyes.
No. We have to stop this. Wriothesley, please.
Go on, Avis. Pierce his skull with the thorn in your hands, and then push in the Aqua Dolores. Of course, you will do it 1 drop at a time. Let it do its magic again and again, and don't stop until you push.
Oh my gosh, stop this. This is horrible. I don't have words for how horrible this is.
I'm sorry.
Censored.
It's okay. I'll find a way to endure.
Wriothesley, we have to stop.
Your wretched mouths. When did I give you permission to speak? My rules are the paramount law of this place. Only more pain will come to those who dare to disobey.
That's enough, Dugier. Your rabid screams have been beyond nauseating.
Yeah, that's right. You tell him.
Is that...
Tell him.
His Grace?
Oh, Wriothesley. I knew you would come, but I didn't expect you to be so quick. Must you still refuse to let me be? Did I not spell everything out for you already? What's so blasphemous about sharing a slice of the cake with me when you've already got the entire fortress at your feet?
Oh, it's not about... Because with Wriothesley, he knows it's not all about power. It's about helping these people get better. That's why we were talking about it with him earlier. He's like, as the Duke, he has to be responsible. He has to set a good example. This guy just wants to steal all these people and have them, force them to be his slaves. That's not what Wriothesley's like at all. But, you know, why am I arguing with this guy? We already know he's a lunatic. We should just, like, make sure he never sees the light of day again.
Sharing and looting. And on top of that...
Yeah, get out of here. The guards are waiting for you. They're going to protect you.
Are they not starving as you wolf down your cake?
You. Stop acting all high and mighty like some hero of justice. Have you forgotten? Nobody in this blasted
He's gonna tune this guy out. It's just like in Alhaitham's quest too. It's a very different type of mind control, but still in the end we were just arguing with a arrogant arrogant
Are you really gonna tell me
narcissistic, that's the word. Lunatic. That's what's happening.
Is it that all you need to keep your...
He's won people's respect, not forcing their hand.
Sadly, you're wrong on both counts. Unlike you, I've never seen them as currency. The fortress is not only a place for confinement, but also a place for rebirth.
Yeah, which is what I thought your organization would be about too, which is why it's really sad it wasn't.
And a new beginning. Our bodies have limits, but our spirits will always remain free. They may have made mistakes, but they are still human beings with people and things that they cherish. And most importantly, They should always retain the freedom to choose their own path once they've reflected on their past misdeeds. But you're destroying their spirits with fear, taking their freedom away so that they'll become slaves who will never again
That's
feel
right.
or think.
You tell
say
them.
That's what they've always deserved? You are nothing compared to them.
That's right. Tell him. Tell him. I feel the same way. He's been keeping it in until now. And you know what? You tell this guy what we've all been thinking, because you know what? I'm just glad we're taking this guy. I don't even want to say off the streets because they're already in a prison, but I'm just so glad they're dealing with this guy and we're making sure that this never happens again. Because this is honestly all the things that we've seen in this base is completely horrible. I feel the
You
same.
think me arrogant, Wriothesley? Well, I think you're too young and naive.
Yeah?
You understand.
Well, guess what? Who's the one who's actually the actual leader and actually won respect around here?
Actually sees this fortress as any kind of just a wonderful place. See it for what it is. A dumping ground of pain and misery, irredeemable now and irredeemable
Now you're just saying words. None of this justifies what you were about to do here with forcing this guy's girlfriend to essentially like, torture him like this in front of everybody.
Just one step slower, I would have already taken control of all the garden mechs in this place.
Well, thank goodness that didn't
Gives you
happen.
strength. But how long will it hold against these powerful constructs?
Well, thank goodness he also has
You
us.
talk big, but in the end, you know nothing outside of power and control. In that case, let me give you a small taste of what real power looks like.
Let's do it. Let's show him. Okay, besides that, I will try to just use Wriothesley and Traveler. Okay, that might not be a thing that is easy to do.
Not bad. Have a safe trip.
Goodbye.
A moment, please.
That's right. Go, 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 go. No, 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 no. Okay. Alright, well that was easy, as I expected. All that talk. Behind us, trying to run.
If you think fear can control everything, well then, terrify me.
Don't high road me. You're just another crook. And it's time you got treated like one.
Wow, you're the worst shot I've ever seen. You'd be way less likely to hit you here.
Too scared to shoot straight?
I warned you. Unauthorized punishment and torture are prohibited here. As the Duke, you should set an example.
Funny how
Wow, what a hypocrite.
Well, from this point on, you can forget about that rule. The rules of the fortress are there to keep the likes of you in check. But if the Duke wants somebody dead, he needs no justification. Understood.
You make this guy feel like he's being punished for what he's done. The guards rescue the society members who have been imprisoned at the true headquarters. Wriothesley spends much time with each member, comforting them and extending his personal apologies. Following that, he makes arrangements for follow-up medical care and cleanup work. And thus does the Beret Society debacle truly come to an end. I'm glad, because with a story like that, you need some kind of happy ending, or we just wouldn't be able to live. I don't know what punishment you can give this guy. I mean, some of the things that happen, like the whole thing with Vache, with this, and other, like with Dottore, like there's some horrible things that happen in this game. It's like there's no amount of justice you can do in this world that's going to really balance the scales. In which case, then, with all of those cases, you just remember that it's not even really, maybe you can't, there's nothing you can do to punish the perpetrators or to make them pay in any way that's meaningful. All you can really do is try to help the victims recover, help them grow, help them on their journey to overcoming the hardships that they had to. And in the case of the murders, well, they got their vengeance in luxury that sometimes never happens, right? By their own hands, too. So in this case, I mean, yeah, the Fortress of Meropide is all about rebirth, and I guess that's the most important thing that can be done here, is help these people recover. I mean, they're already sent here to essentially grow past their past, like the things that they had done to get them a spot in here. And all these bad things happened to them instead. They were literally being physically and psychologically tortured down here and isolated from each other. There's no sense of community. Everybody was at each other's throats. And the only consistency was that they had to serve this guy. It's not going to be easy for them to be able to recover from an experience like that. But, I mean, the best we can do is to help them get started, right? And that's what this seems to be, so I did not expect it to go in this direction, but this was something. Yeah, how's it going, Wriothesley?
Sorry for taking so long.
Thank you for making that guy pay.
Waiting?
No, not at all. Paimon didn't know you were so considerate.
Paimon, you say a lot of
If you
things.
ask me, I'd say I actually feel very helpless. There's no way that I could truly empathize with the fear that the members felt every day. I could comfort and compensate them all I want, but it might still not be enough to repair the damage that has been done.
Yeah, this, exactly. It's like, they have a long road ahead of them, and I'm not even sure that there's not much, how else can we help them besides just being there for them and telling them that they don't have to be alone.
I have to take responsibility for it, as does the fortress.
Unless you're able to stop it before it got any worse, right? Maybe you should give a more formal apology. You sound more serious than usual. First option is looking on the bright side, which is not much. Second one is more formal apology. He did allow this to happen under his watch and wasn't able to stop it from escalating this far. And it is sort of just like, sometimes as the leader, you have to take responsibility, even if it's completely not your fault. This happened under your watch, and you weren't able to stop it from getting to this point. So like, that's another fair thing. You sound more serious than usual. Well, it's a serious thing that they're talking about, Ether. There's no surprise to that. Okay, all three of these things then, right?
You're right. Besides formal apologies and reprimands, I also probably need to head upstairs to have a talk about how best to manage the guards.
Yeah, because they were able to buy them all off, right?
For how you're gonna deal with him yet?
Oh,
well, like I said, there's probably nothing you can do to this guy at this point that will
now,
make him
I think
fully
I'll do nothing.
pay for what he's done.
I think it's a very fitting punishment for him to have to imagine the sorts of punishments that will soon be coming his way. He'll be left in the dark with regards to both the dates and the details of his punishment. Of course, that's not to say that I'll be letting him off scot-free. It's not often that I actually get the chance to be creative with my punishments. I'm going to talk to the members of the society. He'll get a chance to experience everything that he's ever inflicted on them.
Yeah, good idea. It's consulting with his... I mean, if any of his victims want to want to be consulted of the possible things that could happen to him. I mean, that's only fitting, right? Good idea.
Paimon didn't know you could also be so harsh. Looks like she should watch her tongue when she's
Well,
around.
Paimon, I don't think you're gonna do anything on the scale that this guy did. I mean, most of the people here, as long as they work towards, improving their lives and everything, then they're fine when they're down here without the judgment of the people above.
I'll treat you to a meal in 2 days at the Coupon Cafeteria.
So I don't think there's any, he seems, I think Wriothesley is only going to give the worst punishments to somebody who commits the worst possible imaginable crimes, and I think we have just witnessed that happen. So I think you're going to be good, Paimon. Don't worry. Food! Wait until 2 days later. Lunchtime. Delicious lunch. Maybe around here, would that work? Was this 2 days? Or do I need to do another day? I don't know how this works. We've been underground this whole time. What does it matter if we're eating the actual lunchtime or not? We can't see the sun down here. This is very different from last time we were in the Fortress of Meropide. Ether, are you yawning because you're bored or tired? Tired, I understand. Bored, I don't understand. No, let's be honest, it's been a few days. He's tired, because Ether doesn't sleep at all, like, for several days at a time, so he's probably super tired. That's why he's yawning all the time. Right, Ether? Wow, so much good food.
You're here.
Paimon never forgets about meals. Even if the traveler forgets, Paimon will remind him for sure.
You say that as if I haven't been feeding you or something.
That's not what Paimon meant at all. Wriothesley, you got what Paimon meant, right?
I'm a little confused, actually.
Hey, not you too.
Jokes aside, I've got some good news. After taking a look, the doctors have let me know that it shouldn't be too difficult to extract the thorns, which means that everyone should be able to recover after a period of rest.
No, physically
As for their
recover
mental
at least.
recoveries,
Yeah.
most are making good progress as well. We've added a few who were more severely affected to a special observation list.
You sure got everything taken care of, right?
Yeah, well, at least these people...
I try my best. After all, it's
They appear to
my
be in
duty
good
take
hands
care of
now.
everything that happens within
Being
my
taken
territory.
care of. I have a question for you, actually.
Please, go ahead.
Your flashbacks when you picked up the gem. Your anger when you confronted Dugier.
Ah, that's a bit of a long story.
Okay.
I once had a similar experience. It had to do with the host family I lived with as a child. I was an orphan, adopted by a couple with a great deal of love in their hearts. I had many siblings, and we all adored each other. Once we were older, Mom and Dad would turn us over to be individually adopted by families of greater means, and go on to adopt more young children.
So it's like foster care.
They were perfect parents.
Right?
Or so I thought.
And then?
And then
so you
I
thought?
found out we were merely raised as livestock. Once we had reached a certain age, our parents would bring us to the market for sale. All children that were sold would leave the house, and nobody would know what became of them. As for those who didn't sell, they were merely disposed of. Did you know I once considered myself an extremely lucky child? And all of my friends, all of my siblings, they all felt this way as well. I was also not the first to find out about the truth. All those who found out before me were simply added to the disposal pile. I could never shake the feeling of irony every time I juxtaposed their tragic ends against our parents' adoring smiles.
I see. That explains a lot.
Yes. Like the society, my parents created a facade of joy, lied to satiate their desires, and even employed incredibly cruel methods to keep their grasp on power.
So this is kind
They
of
did
personal for you
all
as well.
But never considered how their actions would utterly ruin all the children they took under their wing. Worse, perhaps they never cared about that at all. But I did. So in the end, killed them and set all of the remaining children free. I was convicted for my crimes and exiled to the Fortress of Meropide. My methods were extreme, yes, but I was still a teenager at the time. I'd been betrayed by those I trusted most, and I didn't think that more moderate ways would solve the problem. My doubt and helpless anger pushed me forward until I got what I deserved.
I have to take some time to process that. I don't really know what to say.
It's all right. You don't have to tell me what you think. I've already committed to this path, regardless of what anyone may say about it. The least I can do is to make sure that the same tragedy will not happen again in my new home.
Sorry to disturb you, everyone.
You guys are doing all right!
Are you two feeling better yet?
It was all because you arrived in time. I managed to escape unscathed.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it.
We came here on impulse today, because we were hoping that you'd be able to lend us a hand, Your Grace.
Please, go on right
she
ahead.
still has her bow.
I'll do my best to help. Within reason, of course.
It's... I'd like to be wedded to Avis here at the fortress.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Yeah, we met each other through the society and both fell into Dugier's trap. But even during our time there, we never doubted each other. We always believed that Dugier was manipulating us, trying to make us mistrust each other.
Yeah, you somehow managed to stick together even when you were being forced apart.
We've come to believe that we've found the one for the rest of our lives.
Aww.
You could say we managed to make the best out of a bad situation. He didn't abandon me, and I didn't forsake him either. But we're still both prisoners. And we also aren't sure if the fortress is the best place to host something so celebratory. So we are just wondering, is our request a bit too out of line?
Well, if this place is
You're right in that the fortress is
suitable
never
to
hosted a
you,
wedding
then I'm
before.
sure it's...
But that's no reason to say no, is it? I'll help you make the arrangements. If you need anything special shipped in from the service, just say the word.
We can't thank you enough,
Oh,
Your
that's actually a
Grace.
really happy ending.
We are actually also planning to stay here after the conclusion of our sentences.
Yeah, we've already made tons of special memories here. So now, it'd be too hard to leave. And we have full confidence in the fortress's future with you at the helm, Your Grace.
Your trust is the highest form of praise.
Yeah, and trust is
Shouldn't
hard to earn around
hear
here.
that people
So,
would like
yeah.
to stay of their own free will?
Yeah, because that means that they trust that you're going to protect them and take care of
over
them.
any obligation to obey.
Oh, reborn in the land of grievances. That's actually a really nice sort of epilogue to that whole story. Because despite all the things that happened to them, they wanted to still be together. They were able to form a bond in a place where forming bonds was not, you know, a sort of thing that was encouraged or sustained. And now they want to be together, and they feel that they're in a safe place now with someone they can trust, and that's not an easy thing to do. The trust is not easy to earn, especially not with people whose trust had been broken so badly like that. So, oh, that's actually really sweet. I wish them the best of luck then. And I am glad that Wriothesley took care of that whole thing. Glad that we have someone responsible at the helm of this place to make sure that basically corruption does not run rampant through here, and that the Fortress of Meropide really does stay as a space for healing. That not only is that the intention and the purpose, but that's also what's actually happening, what actually is carried out here. And that beret society, if only it was actually what it was at face value, that would actually be a great idea. Just a shame that it was a cover for this massive criminal operation. Like, you went to so much trouble when you had all of those resources, and you could have done something good for all these people. You could have actually helped them the way you were pretending to. And that would have been so healthy for them. And maybe you would have found that that would have been healthy for you too, dude. Because helping people, well, for most of us, helping people makes us feel good. To make somebody else's day feel better helps you feel better too. And that's why I think most of us cannot understand why somebody would go out of their way to ruin somebody's day, year, or entire life like that for their own personal gain. But anyway, that's why we're glad that we have Wriothesley to make sure that doesn't happen. And I've just finished the whole circle. That whole thought in that whole circle. Glad that we have Wriothesley to make sure that that doesn't happen. And indeed, that people will not have to suffer the way that he has and these people have. That we work better together and we're helping each other instead of using each other for personal gain like that. Anyway, long story quest. Glad I was able to do that because now we're all caught up on story quests. Nice to get to know Wriothesley a little bit better. Glad we were able to help out. That Aether's presence was able to really help out these people from getting out of a really, really bad life situation, and I hope that they all have the chance to overcome what they've experienced here. Anyway, enough of that. I will see you all next time for whatever new Fontaine stuff is coming up. And yeah, see you then. Bye everyone.